Alright, we are back in my main account. So this is the new event. Unfortunately, I cannot do this event for Ether. And the reason why, because I basically put a stop hold on my second Lumion account. It's too stressful to work on 3 accounts, especially when I have my main account back. The other one's just for fun for me to mess around with, but it is hard for me to work on multiple accounts. So I put a kind of like a free stop on that other Lumion one. I actually had recorded 2 cutscenes, the one where you go to Wolvendom and Mondstadt for Razor's story quest, Lupical, whatever it is, or Lupus something, where you like first meet Razor and you get attacked by those like Hydro slimes and he like crashes down out of nowhere from the sky, all dramatic, and defends you. And then there's the other one where you get to get attacked by Boreas the wolf, and then he like catches his teeth with his sword and he's like, please calm. Like, I had recorded that cutscene with the other Lumion, so I also have them with Ether. By now they should be uploaded, but I didn't want to have them again. I recorded them but then went back and just deleted them because like everybody sees those cutscenes, and I do have those on my main playthrough, but it's from like literally 4 years ago. I could have left them, but like I said, when it comes to the Ether playthrough, I mostly will only upload cutscenes as well as boss battles and only certain world quests. I am not doing a full playthrough from start to finish like I'm doing with this account. This account is 4 years old. The other one with Ether isn't. So, like, I've already completed all of Natlan with him and everything, but I have not done Inazuma, Fontaine, or Shimeru. I've been in those regions and got the maps filled out, but I haven't started like the main quest the correct way. And in order for me to do this event, there's too much you have to do. Like, they want you to have Kokomi's story quest done. You need the second part to A story quest done, which means you also need her first part done. You also have to complete like the first chapter when you get to Inazuma, the Rito escape plan. You have to have that completed. And there was like another character story quest you needed done. Plus you needed to have Sayu's hangout done. I do not have any of those unlocked or done in my Ether account. So I'm gonna have to probably skip out on this event. All you get is a free weapon. You get this, which is a polearm. But I don't really have a lot of good polearm characters in that Ether account anyway. I have Xiao, and I have Kachina's given for free. Everybody has her. Everybody has her. And then I have Yao. And I think I just got Yunjin. So don't get me wrong, I do have polearm characters, but even in that Ether account, I don't use polearm characters. Like, my main team as of right now, it's like Ether, Fremine, Lanyan, and Sitlali. So, see what I mean? I'm not gonna go work out of my way for something I don't use. Same thing with my main account. Like, this is like my permanent team. Except for Fremine. He's not normally... Like, the characters who never leave my team ever is like Heizo, Kanich, and Skara. Sometimes the third character will get replaced, but because I've been using Fremine because he's like my strongest character in my Ether account, I thought I would come back in my main account and use him again. Because he is one of my favorite characters, I just don't use him often. So, that's why he's here. Boy, what you doing? With that. I don't know who I'd want to put in. I just bought in Fremine because I've been using him a lot in my Ether account, so... But see, I have a lot of other characters that I like more here. So it's kind of hard to decide who I need. So this event is broken up. They have like some mini games and stuff. I feel like what this is it's kind of like a continuation to one of the other events that came out a couple years ago. It was the one that featured Heizo specifically. Was Heizo and A, and he's the one where he tells you, oh, things aren't what they seem here, and you're like in the forest. And I guess it was like these paddles that got possessed. Like they became like sentient, and it was like a girl who had like a red flower in her eye, and you have to like get her spirit to like pass on or something. And I remember I do all the surveys for this game. Like, they ask me what I like, what I want, and what I'm interested in. And they had asked me a while back, they said, would you be interested in trying an event like this again? And I said yes. So,
let's hit the town.
People probably don't realize it, but when you do the surveys in game, you actually do influence what the developers do. They do pay attention to what people say, like their feedback things, and I'm always telling them what I think. I don't have anything. Great. I'm not saying that I alone influenced that. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is they do listen to what you say, because there has been times where I said, "Oh, I don't like this. This should be better," or you should add this, or that, and they do. They wind up adding what I say. It's the same thing with the Koei Tecmo games, because I used to be a main person who would advertise for their stuff, and like I didn't get paid. I was just like a person who showcased the games and gave my input. I did not get paid at all by anybody, just to let you know. But they would listen to my feedbacks because I was one of their longtime players, and usually every time I would say something in a video, they would usually add what I added. Maybe it's not because of me, but there are some times where you get that feeling, right, where it's like you say something and then the thing you say gets added and you're like, what's going on? And that's kind of like what happened to me every time. So I don't know. I mean, there's still a lot that can be fixed, but it's what it is. Because right now the newest game is Warriors Abyss, which is like a spin-off title, and there's a lot of people who already don't like it. I don't really know how to feel about it myself. Apparently your progress is locked to a character and not your save, and I don't really think I like that either. I would prefer to have all my characters be able to access like things, but if it's locked to characters, I don't know how I feel about that either. That seems fucking weird. Like if you get an achievement, it's locked to that character, not your save as a whole, and that's ridiculous. But we're gonna focus on this for now. My ADHD causes me to drift off focus. It's just there's a lot on my mind. I'm really stressed out, and this event will be opening every other day. So it opened on Valentine's Day. Today is actually the following day. So the next part will be opening up tomorrow, and it should be fully opened by the 18th, and it lasts until the 3rd of next month. So I can't read the letter because once you read it, it's a consumable item. You read it and it gets out of your, it just like dissolves out of your inventory like a ghost. So I can't read it. It says, one day you receive a letter from Yae Miko, who you haven't heard from in a long while. Following the instructions laid out therein, you make your way to Tenshikaku and Inazuma to discuss an important festival-related matter. So she's like, oh, you didn't forget about me, did you? And go find a shrine maiden in another land. And she's like, you wouldn't do that, would you? It's like, what? So she's like, she said she talked to the guards that they should let us in. And we're gonna figure out what she wants. I don't know if any of this is voiced, by the way. Sometimes it is, sometimes it's not.
Welcome, Honored Traveler. Guji told me about your visit. Please, come in.
So when it comes to characters in this game, NPCs are usually always voiced. It's main characters who aren't. But I did do Mizuki's story quest, and Yae was voiced, so her voice actor's still doing work. So Yae should be voiced. Paimon always is, because she's the mascot, so she always is. Says, well, that was a lot easier than last time.
The Almighty Shogun is also inside. It's best not to keep her waiting.
Because last time they, like, threw me out. Alright. Yeah, I haven't been to Inazuma in a very long time. I know when this area first came out, it was one of my favorite areas in the game. But I feel like my mind kind of drowned it out because I was doing Inazuma when my grandfather was ill. He had cancer, and
No, there's no need to be so stubborn about this. I'll adjust the budget here, and we'll definitely turn a profit.
So basically, that's why my mind kind of has a hard time remembering Inazuma, because it was not a good time in my life. And then when I had got into Sumeru, like when Sumeru first released, and you meet Rukadavata in the tree, and she's like, world forget me. Like, it was during that time, a little bit after, is when he passed. So I feel like because there was like a tragic thing for me, my mind's like erased this. But Inazuma was one of my favorite areas in the game when it first came out. And then I feel like Natland's my favorite region in the whole game. I like Natland the most. But I do like Fontaine a lot as well. I mean, I like Liyue and Inazuma and Mondstadt. I feel like Mondstadt's kind of bland and boring. there's like nothing interesting about the landscapes at all except for Dragon's Pine. But you figure that's the first zone in the game. It's not gonna be like a fucking 10-star event. I mean, I still like Mondstadt. It's peaceful, but there's not anything interesting about it. Like in these other regions, they have interesting shit. Like in Fontaine, you can swim underwater without needing to come up for air. And you figure in Natlan, you get to like possess creatures and use their abilities and stuff, and you can't do that anywhere else. And then Sumeria, you have like the Aranara and being able to play a harp and enter dreamscapes and, you know, stuff like that. And then Liyue has like interesting puzzles and with the Adepti, but like there's it. In Inazuma, well, they have interesting things. Like if you know where to find like huge world quests, that was another quest that is needed to do this event, was a Sakura cleansing ritual. I did that in like a 12-hour live stream years ago, and that was by far one of the longest quests. That one stresses me the hell out. And I have to do it again with Ether, so I'm like, oh no. But I mean, I like Inazuma because I like Japanese things, and Inazuma in this game is basically Japan, as Relia was like China and so forth and so on. But still, I do like Japanese things, and I think that's why it was my favorite region at the time. And I did like a lot of the characters at the time as well. So, it's weird to come back here, is what I'm trying to get at.
No. We must confirm the official representative before discussing details. There is an order to this that must be followed.
Her voice sounds different.
From the way she's talking, this must be the Shogun, right?
Yeah, this is the one part that people don't understand. This is why I'm a little frustrated, is there's still people that still say that Inazuma was like the shittiest part of the game. They're like, oh, the Inazuma story arc sucked balls. And I'm like, I actually liked it. I thought Inazuma had a really good story. I actually liked it a lot. I don't know about other people. Because it's interesting. Like, you find out that the god had a twin sister who died during the Archon War when she was fighting that giant snake, which she killed. Which is a snake that like Kokomi worships on her island, because her people worship it as a god. And even the Electra Archon, she's like, I will permit you to worship it still, but I can't forgive you for what you did, you know, like, because she thinks that they caused that usurping, like, she thinks they sent that god to kill her sister, like, to wreak havoc when they were gone, in other words. Like, her sister died not here, she died in Conria, not here, but she had, like, a twin sister, who died, and then she like gave up her mortal body to ascend to become the next extra Archon. And this in front of us isn't really it's a doll, it's a puppet, because she's the same one who made Skara. And Skara was the prototype, and then she made the Shogun. So this girl in front of us, for people who don't know this game, the one in purple, is the Electra Archon, but it's a doll. And the one thing that really still throws me off as well is it's like the doll is sentient, because this doll is like Skara, who has her own will, but yet she is still possessible by the Electra Archon. And I feel like because it's so confusing, it just doesn't make sense when you try to make sense of it. And I feel like that's why people hate on the Inazuma arc, because it's not like, it doesn't come straight out and tell you every single thing. And I think that's where people are getting confused. They're like, oh, so there's 3 Archons. It's like, no. Her twin sister died, she became the next Archon, and then she had to like give up her physical form to ascend or to become or something like that, and she put her soul in the sword, which the doll pulls out of her chest. It's literally her elemental burst, where Inazuma shines eternal, and she pulls the sword out of her chest. That's actually her pulling the soul out. The sword is actually supposed to be a soul, and just resides within this doll. But the one thing that still throws me off even about that is, if this Shogun is like Skara, then she has her own will, but because she was created to fulfill the purposes of the Electra Archon, she can't like defy her wishes, or she can't like go do what she wants, because she was created to be a vessel for her. But I still find it weird, like, doesn't she have her own will? It's the one thing that still confuses me. It's her, alright.
Ah, little one. It's about time. Come, I have a contract for you to sign.
It is confusing. I'm not going to tell you it's not. It is.
Whoa! We're not just gonna sign a random contract out of the blue!
Sign it. Sign it right now. Also, if it's one of your contracts, How can I be sure I'm not signing myself up for slave labor or something?
Hardly. Oh, well, labor is a part of it, but you will be compensated.
Dude, saying the word labor to a woman will put her into nightmare shock.
So it is as bad as Paimon thought.
That's a joke. Don't take it too seriously. I should have said saying that to me.
I see. So she's the representative you selected. She would indeed be the perfect candidate for the Mikawa Flower Festival.
Yeah, her voice is different. I think they're trying to change it up a bit. That's what I'm saying. That's what confuses me. Like, this is the Shogun doll. This is not the Electro Archon. This is the doll that she created to be her vessel. But she has her own will. Because I have A as a character, but it's like, is it A or is it the Shogun? Like, they're obviously two different entities. And she just, like, controls her. But my point is, like, doesn't she have her own will? If that's the case, who is the Shogun then? Like, I don't mean, like, who is she? Like, who is she? I mean, like, who is she as a person? That's what I mean. Like, who is she really? Have we had an actual event where we focus on the doll? No. No, we haven't.
When the yokai still roamed the land, they celebrated an event known as the Mikawa Flower Festival. It was an occasion for drink, laughter, and merriment.
We hosted a version of it during the Test of Courage. Unfortunately, due to time constraints, we weren't able to put on a large celebration. So, I got to thinking, why not have another go? This time with the Mikawa Flower Festival for yokai and humans alike.
Oh no.
One that combines human ingenuity with yokai arts to offer the most innovative and thrilling entertainment of our time. Open to all humans and yokai throughout the land.
Yeah, so, for people who don't know, Yai Miko is not a human woman. She's a fox. She's a yokai. A yokai means demon. She's not a mortal. She's literally kind of like Tamamo no Mai. She's a fox woman who can take on a human guise. So that's why she's like a yokai. Let's not get twisted here. The only humans in the room is me. Because Paimon's like a different being. And, well, the Shogun is a doll. And she's a demon. So the only human in this screen is Lumen.
Entertainment, huh? Wait, kind of like a Kitsu Yuge and a Kitsu Hanaya Sobi? Those games were really fun.
That's from last time.
For an important event like this, an official representative is required to preside over the festivities. In the past, the role was usually given to the Guji, or an individual from the Yashiro Commission. But this time...
Oh, they're gonna pick me. Because I'm her Okumezu, or whatever it is.
Neither myself nor the Kamisato family can assume the position, given we represent one side or the other, the yokai or the humans.
But aren't I human too?
Human you may be, but you possess a deep connection with the yokai, and you do not hail from this land. That makes you a more neutral option.
I'm gonna be straight with you. This game throws a lot of confusing shit. And people like to get in fights and arguments and, oh, my theory this, my theory that. I really don't care. But in my opinion, Lumen and Ether are not really truly human either. We actually are some kind of god. Literally at the start of the game we have fucking wings and we fucking fly and we have lightning swords and we can control the power of the elements, and there's no other person in this game who has controlled more than one element. There is that one time with Kazuha when he was fighting her and he saved us from a strike and he was able to rekindle his dead friend's Vision and Electro, and he was able to use Animo and Electro together at the same time, but that was for a split second. He's not able to freely switch between elements. That was something that happened in the moment because it was rekindled by his will. That's different. We are the only person in the game who can switch elements and use multiple elements at once. We can go from Animo to Electro like that. There's no other person in the game who does that but us. We are the only person in the game who can switch their elements at will. Even Kachina was like, wow, different elemental properties controlled by one person. I don't believe it. Like, and then she's like, let me try. Nope, still Geo, because she tried to touch the Pyro statue and nothing happened. So, for them to say that Lumen, or Ether, whoever you're playing as, are human, I feel like that's not true. Because we've been alive for a long time. And I feel like the game just, it says it outright, and then sometimes it don't. Because it's like, oh, the destruction of Conria 500 years ago, depending on what twin you picked, your other twin was there. So how could Ether be at the destruction of Conria 500 years ago? Yeah, I've met him like 3 or 4 times throughout the story already, and he still looks the same. How can you explain that? You can't. And then there's like that other theory about the Pyro Archon where she's like the past, the present, and the future exist all at the same time. That's an interesting concept that they've been throwing at this game a lot. Yeah, I've heard it several times, like the past, present, and future all exist at the same time. It's like, what the hell? Even Mavika, the Pyro Archon, she's like, I journeyed 500 years in the future to meet these heroes and to save Natlan from the abyss. So what does that mean? Can she go back to the past and things are different? If she said she died once and put her life in the fire and it's her second life, that's why she's been alive for 500 years, because she had to die once. And she herself is also human. She's the only human god in the game, which is also an interesting concept. But I feel like there's people that are getting frustrated with this game because they feel like they're just making shit up. I seen a post saying that, man, it feels like they're just throwing the story all over the place and they just keep coming up with new characters. Like when Sethos first came out, people were mad about that. They're like, where's this Sumeru character? Who the fuck is this? And then they added a new Inazuman character, Mizuki, and everybody's like, who the fuck is that? Like, it feels like they're just like adding on story characters out of nowhere. I personally don't care. If the character has a cool design and they have an interesting story and you can actually tie them to the game's story, I really don't care. I'm gonna say that right now.
Moreover, you took part in the previous festival during the test of courage.
Uh-huh.
In my estimation, there is no better candidate for the role.
That last one was fun. Because they asked me, like I said, they said, hey, did you want to try another event like that? And I said, yeah, I'm very interested. Told them what I liked and didn't like, and now it's funny that they put this out. Part of me is kind of like, what the hell's happening?
Plus, your name has the potential to attract an even greater showing.
Oh my god.
So are you going to sign this thing or what?
I'm literally forcing your hand on the paper right now.
You've got a point. Then let's go ahead and... Wait! I almost fell into a trap!
I don't work as a festival ambassador for free.
Come now, this is for an important occasion, is it not? Even I've chosen to throw profit to the wind. Surely a selfless hero like yourself wouldn't turn your back on a good cause.
Don't you use your baby eyes on me. You're a trickster. Like, she's a fox. She's a fox yokai, and foxes are known for their cunning. You can't fall for this shit. Oh, do it for me, please. It's like, no. No.
According to the proposal, the proceeds will be distributed as follows. 40% to Yaya Publishing House, and 10% to the festival representative.
Oh my god, I lose out on a huge, what the fuck? I lose out on like 30%.
Hey, no fair!
I want 30, or I'm walking right the hell out of here.
Now, 10% might not sound like much, but Yai Publishing House is going to great lengths for this occasion, both in time and personnel. All you need to do is show your face.
You say that now, and then you're going to put me to work once I agree.
Getting smart, aren't you, little one? In that case, I'll throw in another 10% from the other half of the proceeds.
No, the other half is going to the shogunate. That is not up for negotiation.
Ooh.
But I am rather curious about the supposed great lengths you mentioned.
This is so weird for me, because I always focus on the story of these characters, and seeing her talk like this is different. That's why I said I'm so used to A, who's more like, oh, it's you, come hang out with me and eat fucking dongo milk in the corner. And then you see the Shogun. That's why I said the Shogun is a doll. She's like Skara. Literally, okay, the Raiden Shogun is Skara's sister, and she's also his mother.
Unless I am mistaken, most of the personnel and supplies are to be provided by the shogunate. In that sense, 40% seems rather high for your establishment, does it not?
She's his mother's sister, his sister. She's his Sismo, or his Moses. She's his Moses. She's his Moses.
That A. When did she reprogram you to argue back like this?
See, she's a doll. This is not the real A, it's a doll.
Proceeds should be distributed according to contribution. Besides, from the very beginning, you plan to allocate an additional 10% of your share to the Traveler, did you not?
Wait, so earlier you were just trying to shortchange us?
You bastard.
What's the fun in bargaining if you open up with your best offer right off the bat?
Paimon doesn't see the fun at all. But 20% is acceptable.
Alright, so what do I have to do as the representative? Once the representative is confirmed, the rest of the conversation goes quite smoothly.
Games have always been a central part of the festival, and both Akitsu Hanayosobi and Akitsu Yuge were extremely popular.
But now we have new games this time.
So the plan is to host an event where the attendees have 48 hours to create a game of their own. We'll have new and exciting entertainment in no time.
Ooh, everyone loves fun games. You don't have to worry about attracting humans and yokai to the event.
That is the general plan.
My
I'll leave you
roommate's
to iron
freaking out
out
in
the
the other
final
room.
details and contact the participants. This is a critical time for the Shogunate's new development plans, and the survey team is returning momentarily, so I must turn my attention to them.
I have to admit, this is the doll, and I'm so not used to her talking like this. Like it's weird. I mean, it's not weird. It's just like I keep saying, who is the doll? I know she's supposed to be the Electro Archon, but when I say who is she, that's not what I mean. I mean, like, who is she as a person? What is she like? What's her favorite food? Does she even like things? Like, who is she? We know who A is, but who is the doll? Who is the doll? Who is she as an entity? Because she's like Skara. Skara is also a doll. And we know who he is and how his personality is, so how is she? That's what I want to know.
Got it. We'll see you later then.
Where to?
Jinju Forest.
There again.
Let's pay a visit to our old friend Ioroi.
Oh, that fucking statue thing. I guess a tanuki, if I remember correctly. Yeah, when I say that, people probably get confused, but like, I'm just somebody who plays this game as much as me. I have almost close to 6,700 hours in this game, and I'm not even making that up. So it's like, I just don't know who the doll is. Like, we've never had an event where we focus on her, because A can take control over her, and we've seen that already, but we've never had an event where we just talk to the doll, because Skara is a doll. Skara is like the Raiden Shogun. They're the same. Literally, he was created for to be a vessel for the Electronosis. Which kind of makes me wonder, if he was created to become a god, and he was created with that concept in mind, does that mean if he was to get any Gnosis at all, he could then become a god with it? It doesn't necessarily have to be Electro, right? He's just a vessel for a Gnosis. It doesn't say which one specifically. He was just a vessel for it. So if I was to give him, like, the Pyro Gnosis, would he become the Pyro God? Could he? I want to say yes, because that's his sole purpose, is to become a vessel for a Gnosis. It doesn't say which one, it just says vessel for a Gnosis. Makes me kind of very wonder what would happen if he was to get one. Because he was trying to become the Dendro Archon in Sumeru, we know that. So, maybe, like, that's why I said it doesn't have to be Electro. I mean, he had the Electro one at the time, but he was also trying to take the Dendro one. So, it kind of makes me wonder, if you give him any Gnosis, would he become one?
You should eat this kitsune meal first.
Huh?
Whoa, it smells so good!
Fried tofu.
Oh, and also kind of like fried tofu for some reason.
Because that's what foxes like. I don't know. I'm just all over the place with this story. Because it's like I haven't been here in a long time. And they kind of changed the voice directing for her. My roommate's being really disruptive. He keeps shouting. See, this is the Raiden Shogun. Like, this is still the doll, but the Electro Archon is in her. It really takes you for a loop. Like, it literally takes you for a loop. Like, you can read, like, her background story. It says, the true name of Raiden Shogun is Raiden A. Everybody knows that, but it's like, I just don't get, like, who is the doll exactly? It says, then A transformed her consciousness into her blade, and thus was born the plan of Euthymia. Like, she like, gave up. I remember them saying she gave up her body. It says, the automaton had but one question. There is no turning back from the forsaking your form. Do you regret nothing? Because she had to dissolve her body. It says, a newborn Raiden Shogun sat there silently, listening to A speak about her. So if you read the background story, you read the stories, it tells you here. This puppet could perfectly imitate everything about A, could surpass the limits of her lifespan and defending Azuma forever. Yet, how could creating a copy of an Archon be a simple affair? You see what I mean? It's like she gave up her body. I don't know if it says where she did that. I can't, it probably says in here somewhere, but I'm not gonna go ahead and read it. It says, using such techniques, one could create intricate puppets indistinguishable from true life. Yeah, one day the mysterious technique came before her eyes at a stroke of fate. Limited time troubled A greatly until she figured out how to get rid of that. Let's see. Before Red and A became the Shogun, she was a samurai responsible for seeing the previous Shogun's orders were carried out. The previous Electro Archon was Makoto. She was no fighter, so A fought in her stead, and because they were twins... See, that's where it gets even more complicated. The original Electro Archon was Makoto, but she was gentle and didn't know how to fight. So her twin sister, which was A, would fight in her stead, and everybody thought that it was Makoto, but it wasn't, it was A. Because they were twins, nobody could tell them apart. So everybody thought their Electro Archon was like this great fighter, but in fact, she was not. It's weird. I don't even think as far as I know, the Inazumans did not even know that their Archon had a twin. They didn't even know that there was two of them. There was only one. To them, there was only one, but in fact, there were two. There is a line somewhere where it says she dissolves her body. This day, the Kagemichi was now the true Red Shogun. And it was on this day that A truly felt the agony of erosion. One night, A entered a beautiful dreamscape while meditating. Her automaton's voice flowed into her ears like a sigh. The eternity resolved to establish in her heart has been shaken by the countless wishes of the people. Thus, you have become my enemy. Yeah, that's where that's during her main Archon quest. I'm not going to read that in case that's spoilers for people who haven't played it, but...
There's something in the air.
It gets confusing. And I feel like that's why people put down... Hazel, please. I feel like that's why people put Inazuma down and say that the main story arc sucked. It's just because it's confusing. It is. You have to really break it down slowly to understand what is what. Like, there was two Archons, Makoto was killed, so then A took over her place, but the Inazumans didn't realize that, and I feel like it's kind of a lie to her own people, because they didn't know that there was two Archons. They thought there was one. And there wasn't necessarily two Archons, because A had to ascend to become the new Archon. She was not the Archon before. She just fought in her sister's place. Because she had to ascend the throne to become the new Archon. And to become an Archon, she had to, like, sacrifice her physical form. And that's why she put her existence in the sword and created her planet Euthymia, where she resides. And the doll is to act in her stead. Because she needed something that was, like, eternal. That didn't die. Because human bodies, you figure, you get old, your flesh dies. And she wanted something that could exist forever, so she created the dolls. And he was created first, but because he cried in his sleep and she realized he had feelings and was sentient, she discarded him. She needed somebody who had a strong resolve, and he was too sensitive. Upon his creation, he cried. You know, kind of like how human babies, when they're first born, they cry. Well, when she first created him, he cried. That's when she realized he was sentient. You have to really dig into the story to understand that. It gets confusing. It actually does. Like, if you don't know anything.
The smell of humans. Nothing to see here, just a statue. Huh?
Wait.
Why do I smell kitsune?
Kitsune means fox.
Remember us, Leroy?
Ah, it's you youngsters. And
You.
the nasty kitsune who turned Chinju Forest into the playground for her test of courage.
Oh, Chinju Forest is supposed to be Yoroi territory, right? Oh, no wonder he's so mad.
Exactly. How could you hold a test of courage without inviting me?
Oh, so that's what he's angry about.
But, sealed away like this, could you even participate? He was sealed in the statue. You have to read the backstory on that to understand this. I'm not going to explain it, because I've been rambling for too long and getting off topic in this event. But it's because this event ain't very long. This is just the first part of it. And it's going to wind up locking me out anyway. So I might as well make say as much as I want now, because I probably won't later.
Anyway, what brings you all here? Something to discuss?
Okay, so he avoided the question completely. Fucking quick dodge.
I actually came to apologize about the test of courage.
Dude, he dodged that question so fast. What was he turning into that fucking... what are we turning into Sekiro here? And he just fucking parried me so hard? Hesitation is defeat? Oh my god.
It was my mistake not to invite more yokai to the ceremony. So for this Mikawa Flower Festival, I knew I had to extend a personal invitation to the Bake Danuki.
Huh? The Mikawa Flower Festival?
Oh, Jesus Christ. There's 3 of them, if I think.
Flower Festival! Huh? Kichibushi? Shosei? Gyokokoba? Where did you come from?
And why can't we understand them all of a sudden? Because before we couldn't. Is it because of the kitsune meal? On second thought, better not ask. It is. Remember, she's like, eat this. Yeah, why can't we understand them? I'm gonna just say... I'm gonna not ask.
Never trust an apology from a kitsune. Or an invitation, for that matter. It's just a silly festival. So what if there's delicious food or fun games?
Yum, yum! Fun!
That's enough, you two! Don't fall for the kitsune's cheap tricks. Such hopeless, innocent cubs.
What a shame. I was hoping to take you all to the festival, but it would seem Yoroi disapproves. I suppose it makes sense. Poor Yoroi, stuck in this statue all alone while the rest of you got to have fun. How sad that would be.
What the fuck?
Poor Yoroi!
Excuse you! I am Ioroi, the Kakushigami of the Bake Danuki. I just... yes. Just worried the cubs will get distracted and stray from the Tanuki path.
That's a joke.
I should also mention I was hoping the Bake Danuki could help the humans take their games to the next level. Talented as you are in the art of transformation, in Inazuma, only the Bake Danuki can hope to match the Kitsune in that area.
Match? The Kitsune could never rival the transformative gifts of the Bake Danuki.
Oh my god.
Oh well, I was thinking of using the Bake Danuki as the symbol of the event in the promotions and such. But alas, it would seem that you don't like that idea, Ioroi. No matter, I shall simply seek the help of the Kitsune.
Look at that face.
When the time comes, all of Inazuma will know the Kitsune stepped in to accomplish what the Bake Danuki could not.
Wait!
Told you. Foxes are cunning. Don't believe a fucking word she says. She's so devious. What an obvious strategy.
It worked, didn't it?
Why are we saying this in front of him? He can literally hear what we're saying.
My dear cubs, transforming into things that already exist is only a small fraction of what it means to become a great Bake Danuki. To even get a quarter of the way through your training, you must be able to turn into things of your own invention. Just like when I turned into a gigantic ramen bowl that could fly.
Who would do that?
So go forth and seize this opportunity so you can advance the name of the... advance your training. Not all humans are bad and scary. Some are good, just like these youngsters. Go with them and transform into things you've never tried before.
Don't worry, Ioroi. The little Tanuki are safe with me.
You're the one I'm worried about.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, we're here too. We'll make sure they don't, stray from the path.
I'll hold you to that. Now, Kichiboshi, Shosei, Yobukoba, while you're out there, always listen to...
Yep. Always listen to Wiper. And Miss Yellowfur.
And Auntie Pink. Miss Pinkfur.
I almost forgot. Given their level of training, speaking to humans will be a problem. Just a moment. I'll cook up a few Bake Danuki meals to keep on hand.
Oh my god.
No need. Here, Miss Pinkfur prepared a special kitsune meal for you all. It will give you the ability to speak to humans.
You stole our tricks too? And changed the name?
Seems oblivious to your eyes love. Protests make a completely non-suspicious feat.
Is it really that much better than mine?
Splendid. That should make our lives easier. Now we can head into the city and start forming the teams.
Teams?
Well, we need more than Bakedanuki power to design these games. 2 humans per team should suffice, I'd say.
Oh god.
Now, I need to discuss the layout of the venue with the Yashiro Commission. I'll leave the team recruitment to you.
Guess I need to earn that extra 10%. Put to work already. Yeah, should I be straightforward? Oh, putting me to work already? Or should I be,
Hold on. You're not taking part, Miko? You're really gonna sit out on the fun? You of all people?
Making games is nowhere near as fun as playing them. Besides,
True.
working through the night certainly isn't my idea of a good time.
Making games? Working? Through the night?
Anyway, this time I'm going to wait for the fun to come to me. See you later, little ones.
eliminated. Look at his name.
Kichiboshi and the others are young, so their speaking ability is limited. I miss the days when the Bakedanuki could run circles around the humans. Hold on. How are you able to understand them from the start? Does that mean the Bakedanuki meal from last time is still working? Take that, sneaky Kitsune! Speaking of... That Kitsune is gone, yes? Good. I have a request, young one. Come closer. You must protect the cubs from that sneaky Kitsune at all costs.
You see, that's why I always try to talk to characters, is they usually say something that you would otherwise miss. Like, when you talk to characters, it's always good to talk to them again afterwards. Sometimes it just repeats the cutscene again, or it repeats what they say again. But there's been other times where it's like, I've missed out on, like, special lines because I didn't talk to a character again. I've done that a few times where it's like, I talk to them for the event and then I leave right away. And then I miss out on, like, a special line. And it's like, oh, there's some shit in my main account that is fucked up because of that. Yeah, they're afraid.
So many houses! So many humans! Gotta farm beans! White fur? Yellow fur? How do we farm beans? Farm teams, not farm beans! It's kind of hard to explain.
It's like finding people with similar interests.
Yeah, that's right! People with the same taste! You know, into the same thing! It's easier to come up with a game that way!
I don't know how true it is, but there was somebody who I follow who was teasing a scene in this game. There was even people not getting mad, but they were telling, like, I'm sub to, like, both the Japanese and English Mihoyo channels on YouTube, and there was, like, this picture they post fan art of, like, Mizuki sitting in a towel in a hot tub, and everybody's like, you guys aren't even hiding it anymore. But it's like, there's a scene in this game where you supposedly get in the hot tub with her... I think it was supposed to be all female. Ether was there. That's why, because it was the Ether one that I seen. It was him, Mizuki, and I think the other person might have been Yai. And then there was supposed to be one with Ayaka, Ayato, Heizo, and Yoimiya. So I don't know if that's true or not.
Tastes the same? Easy peasy! Wait for dumb. Farm beans that taste the same.
Oh my god.
No, wait, that's not... there we go. In different directions, too. Let's go after them.
Oh god. There's people that got upset. They're like, oh, you guys are putting characters together in hot tubs. It's like, people need to grow up. They're not nude. They're wearing towels. But you know how people are. Personally, I don't care. Oh, Toma. He's a demon, by the way. It's Ita. Wait, you're saying he's not one of Ushi's friends? Yeah, keep in mind, like I said, not every character is voiced. We'll pump the brakes. I thought he was your friend.
Longhorn Oni and Shorthorn Oni.
Those horns on Toma are not real horns. It's his helmet. He talks?
Shosei, there you are.
Yeah, so the only real demon is Ito. Toma's human.
White fur, yellow fur. Shoshi found white fur and yellow fur number 2. Both great yokai. Both like to play.
Because we said we were forming teams. Great yokai? So he thinks I'm an Oni too. What's going on? Listen, I was just playing some genius invocation with my good old bro Toma and during his time off. And then out of the blue, this Shosei appeared right in the middle of our match.
Shoshi loves to play. Longhorn and Shorthorn Oni also love to play. We taste the same.
We what now? I can explain. He briefly explained the situation to Ito and Toma. Aha! The Mikawa Flower Festival. Should have opened with that, compadre. Man, the Arataki gang really hard carried the last one. We'll turn this one into something special, too.
Hitotsu Mikozo and the others did all the work, Bullchucker. You're really lumping them in with your gang?
Yeah, so these are the kids. I like how it's acting as if though I've never met them before, and I have. So in this game, when you haven't met characters, you get this. I think it's just to retell you who they are. And the reason why is there's some people who probably missed the last event. I actually did do it. I did meet these children, the mask children. So, but it's going to explain who they are again. The little yokai who've been living out in the wilderness, though they lack strong powers, they long for the once vibrant festivities of the Mikawa Flower Festival. Drawing inspiration from the classic game of the Akitse Hane Sobu and hoping to create the festival's former splendor, they have set up the game Akitse Yuge for people to enjoy together. I remember that one. It's called doing them a favor. Besides, they look up to me. I'm like a cool older brother. Oh my god.
Hitotsu Mikozo and his friends did come up with the Akitsu Yuge game during the last festival. There's no reason not to invite them this time.
The crew is getting back together. I'll round them up. Technically, I'm on vacation, but I'm happy to assist the Yashiro Commission with the festival. That's what I like to hear. Alright, let's round up those 3 little fellas and start working on the almighty Arataki gang and glorious Akitsu Yuge game. Oh my god. He's like, not so fast. His head turning towards her like that was hilarious.
Hornless Oni?
Yeah, because she's not a demon. We have an advertising job to do, remember, boss? Huh? We do? Reshoots? Follow-up work? There's still a mountain of things to do. Oh, well, look at Toma here. Kind enough to help with the festival during his vacation. I would think the boss of the Arataki gang would show even more dedication to his work, but you know, that's just me. She's voiced by Kira Buckland, who voices 2B in Nier Automata. She also voices a character in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Looks like your time is spoken for, my friend. Wrap up what you need to do, and we can finish our match at the festival. Both of the best of both worlds. Alright, those errands are a piece of cake. I'll be back in no time. Oh, but first, I should introduce you to Kozo and the others. Then you can head to the festival without me. Then let's get a move on. No use standing around here talking about it. Go make those introductions. We have stuff to do. Sorry, Sovereign and Paimon. I'm sure we'll see you later. She's like, he's getting his ass to work.
Hornless Oni? So scary.
She's a human, that's why. I expected like him to have like a super sarcastic laugh, like super sarcastic. Hold on. I see him. Is that Sayu? Yeah.
Chichiboshi found big sleepy tanuki!
Hate to break it to you, but...
Hey! I'm a Muchina, not a tanuki!
Yeah, they're different.
Oh! Muchina yokai that can turn into tanuki? No, wait. I'm not a Muchina or a tanuki. I'm Sayu!
Oh, she's voiced.
Muchina, Sayu? So many transformations! Sayu is yokai?
She's a ninja, not a yokai. As far as I remember, she's a real human girl.
I don't transform at all. I've been a human this whole time. Who is this guy anyway? Popping up out of nowhere right when I found a spot to sleep?
Sorry.
This is probably the first time Kichiboshi has ever seen a ninja.
Oh, Yoimiya. Ah, the big Tanuki and the great Mujini yokai are facing off. The rumors around Hanamizaka were true.
Not this again. It's just Sayu.
She's voiced by another famous girl, Lily Pichu? Oh, no yokai, huh? My bad, Sayu. I rushed over here as soon as I heard the rumors. Guess I got a little carried away.
And there goes my nap. Silly humans. Much to learn.
It's funny because, like, every time I watch somebody on YouTube, it turns out that they know everybody else that I know. I don't follow her or anything, but I've seen her on, like, Trash Taste with, like, Connor and Joey and Garnt, and, she was talking about stuff, and, she has, like, glasses. Cute girl. I don't know her personally, but every time I hear her voice, I can picture her face. I got interrupted by a roommate. What was I doing? Well, hold on. Is this guy a real yokai? His name is Kichiboshi. Well, hello there.
This human, really warm.
Are you saying that because Yoimiya is a pyro character, or you're saying that because of her personality? Warm? Warm personality-wise, I'm guessing. Oh, well, what brings you to Inazuma's city, Kichiboshi? We don't often get Bakaidanuki around these parts.
Boy, where do we begin?
You briefly explain the situation to Yoimiya. I see. You're recruiting people to develop games for the Mikawa Flower Festival. You interested? Well, duh. Come on, Sayu, let's do it together. Oh, she's about to run away.
Right when I was trying to run. About that. I'm pretty busy.
The way she's looking at me.
Practicing ninjutsu and such.
I just got her with my Aether account. I got her, Goro, and Yunjin, so. Oh, I heard that Bakaidanuki are great at ninjutsu. Rumor has it, with a single thought, they can grow taller than a house. Is that true, Kichiboshi?
Taller than a house? I've never heard of a ninjutsu like that.
So, this is kind of weird. So she's supposed to be an adult, but she's like stuck in a child body. Like she has like a growth stunt, which does happen to people in real life. Like those one people that get it's like I don't know if it's like a birth defect, or some kind of disease where they just can't grow. Like they'll be like 30 but look like they're 10. I think that's what's her issue. Like she wants to grow taller but she can't. Like this is her permanent size. Even though she's supposed to be like 20 years old or some shit.
It's not ninjutsu. It's Bakaidanuki art. We don't grow taller than house. See? I knew it wouldn't be that easy. We grow taller than mountain.
Sayu.
Sorry. Just thinking about something Sensei always said. You can't just focus on drills, Sayu. You need to push the limits of what you know about ninjutsu.
Well, this is a good an opportunity as any.
I guess. Farm beans! Success? Alright, let's go discuss this ninjutsu. No, this Bakaidanuki art of transformation. The one you're going to use for the festival.
Yes. I've always wanted to go to a festival with you, Sayu. Let's go to my place to brainstorm. We can even set off some fireworks when we're done.
I'll pass on the fireworks. They're terrible for my sleep.
I don't know why I did that, I'm sorry. Yeah, my roommates interrupt me, and when I'm like recording stuff, I can't tell if it like my timer stopped or not. So hold on. No, it didn't. Okay. My controller's dying too. I went to the home screen and it's like, girl, your controller be dead. What? Huh?
Huh? Kyogo Kobine, what are you doing?
I'm looking for that, Yume Keibaku.
Spying on great yokai. Great yokai whisper about something with humans.
A great yokai?
So, what do you think?
Oh, Goro.
Are you interested in our proposal?
They're hiding her. It's... It's Mizuki. She's actually a Baku in human form. A Baku is a yokai that eats nightmares. The idea has a lot of promise, but I'm afraid there are no natural hot springs on Watatsumi Island, and the cost of heating them artificially is a bit too...
One second, I believe someone's listening. Hello over there? You're more than welcome to join, but a face-to-face conversation is more appropriate, don't you think?
Great yokai found us! It's just us!
Sovereign? Paimon?
There's no need to be nervous, you two. It's not like I think you're corporate spies.
Why would you say it like that?
As for you, it's been a while since I've met one of your kind. What's your name? Is Ioroi doing well? Huh?
Oh, this is Kyogo-Koban. It's his first time visiting a city, so he's a bit shy around strangers.
As for Yuri, he's the same as always.
So, still sealed in that statue then? I suppose it can't be helped. Nice to meet you, Kyogo-Koban. My name is Yume Mizuki Mizuki. I'm a Yumekui Baku. We're yokai, just like you.
Great yokai is surprisingly friendly?
Looks like he was scared that as a great yokai you were going to do something